Hello guys, this is Team 6. We are four member Harjinder, Manan, Abli and me, Rifat. Today our presentation topic is based on a case study called Greenpeace pressures H&M to detox the garment industry. So we named our topic is Greenpeace versus H&M. Before we talk about how Greenpeace pressurized H&M to detox the garment industry, we should know about Greenpeace itself. Greenpeace was founded in 1971 by a small group of concerned individuals who set sail to Amchitka Island off the coast of Alaska to try and stop a US nuclear weapon test. Their old fishing boat was called the Greenpeace. So today Greenpeace is present in over 40 countries around the world, and Greenpeace movement is growing every single day. Greenpeace values our planet Earth first, and their mission is to protect biodiversity, prevent pollution in our Earth, end all nuclear threats, and promote peace.
The case study mainly talks about the initiation taken by Greenpeace, a Canadian company monitoring companies and manufacturers that abuse the environment using toxic chemicals or effluents. In this particular case, Greenpeace identified a major textile industry in China polluting waterways. These pollutants were then being transferred to the finished clothes. Their findings were made under the Dirty Laundry Report 2, which was published after a year of investigation by Greenpeace. Investigation included 78 clothing samples over 18 countries, and presence of contaminants like nonylphenol ethoxylates were found in 52 of them. Some of the effluents, pollutants, and contaminants harmful substances were alkyl phenols and perfluorinated chemicals. This textile industry was a major supplier to very big names like H&M, Nike, Adidas, Puma, Lacoste, and many more. Apparently, Greenpeace reached out and sent petition letters to all garment companies to stop sourcing from this Chinese garment manufacturer. Although initially all the companies denied the proposal for not using fabric from those factories, some companies like Puma and Adidas issued statements that showed their concern regarding the issue and willingness to solve it. On the other hand, H&M did not show any responsibility, being the leading name in the fashion industry. The negative response of these companies and the refusal of H&M in particular gave Greenpeace the impetus under the detox campaign to start a campaign online and offline with the mindset that if they can get H&M to stand against chemicals, other brands will become easy to tackle. H&M was a prime target among many non-compliant companies under the detox campaign, and Greenpeace's intention was to negatively affect its reputation and assets. H&M buckled up under pressure because it has always positioned itself as an environmentally responsible and sustainable company, and this very claim was threatening it. This concentrated efforts by Greenpeace, and with H&M's reputation on stake, H&M agreed on Greenpeace's detox protocol, releasing a statement in a few days stating that it agrees with Greenpeace's protocol and has been working systematically to decrease harmful chemicals in their clothes. They also stated that this has been their effort since 1995 and will remain ongoing even in 2020. Major strategy was to utilize tools of communication like social media to generate awareness in the society and create pressure on H&M. They also used protesters to put posters outside outlets of H&M to catch news media attention. We can also see here that how Greenpeace used contingency theory the other way around to create a threat for H&M. They also utilized focus event theory through detox campaign so that other brands will be aware of the consequences and make changes in their policies. All their strategies worked successfully.
The first theory to be used here is the contingency theory. This theory states that the relationship between business and its stakeholders is always dynamic. In this case, under the quality rhetoric mixed accommodation aspect of the contingency theory, H&M decided to shift or change the organization's position towards stakeholders, because after Greenpeace's Facebook petition and a Twitter petition, H&M's customers had started posting questions about the detox campaign and H&M's involvement in the same. And customers, since in this case were their major stakeholders. Second theory to be used here is instructive information. It mainly has three aspects: A, instructing information; B, adjusting information; and C, reputation repair. In this case, H&M ignored the first two steps, which is A, instructing information, and B, adjusting information. Under instructing information, you have to inform the stakeholder or customer of a wrongdoing, and you have to make them aware of that, right? And especially under point C, which is reputation repair, after the damage is done, you decide to alleviate the crisis by informing people of a wrongdoing or telling them what to do. In this case, once H&M was exposed by Greenpeace, only after that did they admit to wrongdoing, and did they admit that to sign by the detox charter or to sign by the detox norms or goals put together by Greenpeace and express their compliance for the same. The third theory to be used here is image repair theory, or also known as the image restoration theory. There are three steps which need a special mention. A, denial. Under the denial stage, H&M, when they were issued an initial petition by Greenpeace about not sourcing from a dubious Chinese supplier under the Dirty Laundry 2 report, they negatively responded or responded unfavorably to this petition by Greenpeace, subsequently leading or giving Greenpeace the impetus to launch a Facebook, Twitter, and in-store campaign against them. Second, evading responsibility. The second step or aspects involved here was the reduced offensiveness aspects, where H&M tried to underplay the crisis when it released the statement under pressure stating that it had been working since 1995 to decrease the use of pollutants or contaminants in its products, instead of admitting the onus or responsibility of their wrongdoing directly. And all this was done to pander to stakeholders or to salvage stakeholder relations or to restore its image as an environmentally responsible company in part. And the third aspect here is corrective action. Finally, when H&M saw that its stakeholder relationship was being put under the scanner, it decided to take corrective action by agreeing to Greenpeace's zero discharge goal and by ensuring that it introduced zero discharge of harmful chemicals. And the fourth theory applicable here is validated accepted wisdom. Under this theory, it is clearly stated that if you don't respond quickly and directly and honestly to a crisis, you escalate or you make the crisis even worse.
For 5 years, Greenpeace campaigned against Kimberly-Clark, which makes Kleenex, Scott tissue, Huggies, and pull-ups, accusing the company of destroying old-growth forests for throwaway products. When they made a peace in 2019, Greenpeace produced a clever video to mark the reconciliation. Today, Casey and Greenpeace continue to collaborate. Casey increased its use of environmentally preferred fiber, which included recycled and forest stewardship council certified fiber from 54 to 83% in its global tissue products. This led other companies to bring up the same policies for their products. The case study mainly talks about cons of globalization in the context of widespread use of an industry, and with that, handling and maintaining its image and value. As globalization offers perks to trade around the world, during a crisis, that very global exposure becomes a disadvantage for the company. Similarly, in the case of H&M, its huge network and size was one of the reasons that Greenpeace targeted it in the first place. Another fascinating point about this case study is the use of different mediums to spread information and pressurize a company to bring change. It shows the power of social media platforms. On the company's part, it shows the lack of concern and attention to a potential crisis, which later on affected their reputation. Although none of the companies agreed with detox the first time, some of them paid attention and acted upon it to avoid any damage to their name.